Good morning. My name is David Okun, and happy Easter Day. Sunday, welcome to Easter 2023. Easter Sunday morning in London, the UK, and I've been talking about Elon Musk, the second richest man on earth, and I've been looking at his different activities. If you watch the other videos, you will find out why I'm talking about. I'm looking at his different activities, his investments. So I'm now looking at something called Hyperloop. If you comment below if you know what Hyperloop is. So Hyperloop, and Hyperloop pod competition. Some really interesting things. A tube part of the 2017 Hyperloop pod competition sponsored by SpaceX. We talked about SpaceX before. Is actually what it sounds like space. Things for the space. So in 2023, Musk announced plans for a version of a a vacuum tube train. Leave a comment below if you know anything about a vacuum tube train, vac train, and assigned a dozen engineers from SpaceX and Tesla to establish the conceptual foundations and create initial designs. So they began a process of building this Hyperloop, created Hyperloop infrastructure. Later that year, Musk unveiled the concept, which he dubbed the Hyperloop. This is the history of that project. The alpha design for the system was published in a white paper posted to the Tesla and SpaceX blog. So the document scoped out the technology and outlined a notional route where such a transport system could be built between the greater Los Angeles area and the San Francisco Bay area at an estimated cost of 6 billion US dollar. So it's going to cost actually it was going to cost 6 billion US dollar. The proposal, if technologically feasible and the cost cited, would make Hyperloop travel cheaper than any other mode of transport for such long distances. So it's going to create transport infrastructure and services for long distances at an affordable rate. So that is actually the idea, and that's naturally what new innovative technology does or supposed to do to actually make travel or usage or if actually accessing services and products more efficient and more affordable, more competitive. Subsequently, Vance has claimed that the original purpose of Musk's Hyperloop proposal was to thwart a high-speed rail project in California. So if you try and a project, it means you're trying to get in the way and trying to prevent something else. In 2015, Musk announced a design competition for students and others to build Hyperloop pods to operate on a SpaceX sponsored mile-long track for a 2015-2017 Hyperloop pod competition. The track was used in January 2017 And Musk also announced that the company started a tunnel project with Hawthorne Airport as its destination. In July 2017, Musk claimed that he had received verbal government approval to build the Hyperloop from New York City to Washington, D.C., with stops in both Philadelphia and Baltimore. Mention of the project DC to Baltimore Lake was removed from the Boring Company website in 2021. I spoke of the Boring Company, which actually a tunneling project, facility from Elon Musk. So the tunnel project of Hawthorne was discontinued in 2022 and is cited to be converted into parking spots for SpaceX workers. So this was actually discontinued, this project. So we're looking at the Open AI in 2015. Musk co-founded Open AI, a not-for-profit artificial intelligence research company aiming to develop artificial general intelligence intended to be safe and beneficial to humanity. A particular focus of the company is to democratize artificial super intelligence systems against governments and corporations. So it is competing against governments and other corporations. Corporations are actually big businesses, and this is about market behavior. Um, Basically, he's trying to expand his empire, in the process creating something he believes in. In 2018, Musk left the OpenAI board to avoid possible future conflicts of interest, a conflict with his role as CEO of Tesla, as the latter company increasingly became involved in AI through Tesla Autopilot. Since then, OpenAI has made significant advances in machine learning, producing natural networks such as GPT-3, producing human-like text, and DALL-E, generating digital images from natural language descriptions. Tham Luang Cave rescue and defamation case. Further information: Tham Luang cave rescue. So you talk about cave rescue, you talk about a case during the Tham Luang cave rescue. Pictured Musk. Musk had proposed a mini submarine to evacuate the children, which was rejected. So there was a crisis in a place called Tham Luang. I think it was on the news. Some children were actually trapped. I can't remember which country it was. So Musk actually wanted to give a mini submarine to try for rescuing the children. So it would have been a publicity proposition for him, but it was rejected. In July 2018, Musk arranged for his employees to build a mini submarine to assist the rescue of children trapped in a flooded cavern in Thailand. So Richard Santon, leader of the international rescue diving team, urged Musk to facilitate the construction of the vehicle as a backup in case flooding worsened. Engineers at SpaceX and the Boring Company built the mini submarine from a Falcon 9 liquid oxygen transfer to tube in 8 hours and personally delivered it to Thailand. So this is an incident happening in Thailand involving children being trapped are needing rescuing. So these are actually uh, technologies and equipments for rescue efforts at sea or by water, in this case, a flood. And by this time, however, eight of the children had already been rescued, and the rescuers employing full face masks, oxygen, and anesthesia. Consequently, Thai authorities declined to use the submarine. So didn't want to use Elon Musk's product because most of it, they had already achieved. Uh, their operations in most cases in March 2019, Musk was later used was later was later one of the 187 people who received various honors conferred by the King of Thailand for innovation in the rescue efforts. So he got recognition still participating in that um, effort to rescue children in Thailand. Soon after the rescue, Vernon Answorth, a British recreational caver who had been exploring the Cape for the previous 6 years and played a key advisory role in the operation, criticized the submarine on CNN as amounting to nothing more than a public relations with effort with no chance of success, maintaining that Musk had no conception of what the Cape Passage was like and can stick his submarine where it hurts. Musk asserted on Twitter that the device would have worked and referred to Answorth as a pedo guy. He deleted the tweets and apologized, and he deleted his responses to critical tweets from Shah Scarlett, a software engineer, which had caused his followers to harass her. These are some of the stories involving Musk and his projects. In an email to BuzzFeed News, Musk later called Answorth a child rapist and said that he had married a child. So I don't know what that means exactly, but probably speaks for itself. Some nastiness, yeah, some nastiness there. Um, I don't know why people sometimes talk like that, but sometimes um, basically a quarrel between these people. So I've lost the information. So I'm trying to find where it is. Um, Sorry about that. I just lost the information, so I'm looking for it. Um, so they are looking at some conflict and quarrel between Musk and some of his people who don't really like him very much, and they were saying some really nasty things to each other. And so going back, unfortunately, we were going far back. This thing has just gone somewhere else. Bear with me in a second. So we'll talk about many of his activities, his foundations, and the things he has been doing, the giving and the rivalry, the way he gives money to his foundations, and project like Apple. We look at that SpaceX, part of SpaceX, like I said before. And Musk's main project actually is SpaceX, and a lot of other related projects or unrelated projects that are actually complementary to what he does. So looking at his, um, uh, uh, his facilities for doing different things, and when we look, um, Musk was actually being nasty to one of the people. I don't know why they talk like that. That's why I said in the other video that you can be rich, you can be a multi-billionaire, you can be the second richest person, but culturally you can still be a baby. Sometimes they talk like small children. In September, Answorth filed a defamation suit in Los Angeles federal court. In his defense, Musk argued that pedo guy was a common insult used in South Africa when I was growing up, synonymous with creepy old man, and is used to insult a person's appearance and demeanor. The defamation case began in December 2019, with Answorth seeking 190,000 million dollars in damages. During the trial, Musk apologized to Answorth again for the tweet. On December the 6th, the jury found in favor of Musk and ruled he was not liable. Um, so defamation is actually a rich man's legal, uh, legal, legal process. Um, 2018 Joe Rogan podcast appearance. In 2018, Musk appeared on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast and discussed various topics for over 2 hours. During the interview, Musk sampled a puff from a cigar consisting, the host claimed, of tobacco laced with cannabis. Tesla stock dropped after the incident, which coincided with the confirmation of the departure of Tesla's vice president of worldwide finance, um, earlier that day. So Fortune wondered if the cannabis was used could have ramifications for SpaceX contract with the United States Air Force, though an Air Force spokesperson told The Verge that there was no investigation and that the Air Force was still determining the facts. In 2022, Musk claimed that he and other SpaceX employees were subjected to random drug tests for about a year following the incident. So it's not clear if Elon Musk is on drugs. In a 60 Minutes interview, Musk said of the incident, "I do not smoke pot," which means he doesn't smoke drugs. He's not on drugs, he says. And anyone who watched that podcast could tell I have no idea how to smoke pot. So he defends himself when he talk about music. And Elon Musk lost it again. Music. In 2019, Musk, through Emo G Records, released a rap track, R.I.P. Aram, R.I.P. Aram, on SoundCloud. So the track, which refers to the killing of Haram, the gorilla, and the subsequent internet sensationalism surrounding the event, was performed by Young Jake, written by Young Jake and Caroline Polachek, and produced by Blood Pop. These are some of the stories surrounding Elon Musk and some of his personal business uh, activities, and incidences. The following year, Musk released an EDM track, Don't Doubt Your Vibe. That was the title, Don't Doubt Your Vibe, featuring his own lyrics and vocals. While Guardian critic Alexei Petri, uh, Petrides described it as indistinguishable from umpteen competent but unthrilling bits of bedroom electronica posted elsewhere on SoundCloud. TechCrunch said it was not a bad representation of the genre. I don't know if he's trying to play music, trying to be a musician. Leave a comment below if you know what he's trying to do as well. So talk about private jet. In 2008, 2003, Musk said his favorite plane he owned was an L-39 Albatross. That's the name of the plane. He uses a private jet owned by Falcon Landing LLC, a SpaceX linked company, and acquiring a second jet in August 2020. His heavy use of the jet, it flew over 150,000 miles in 2018, and the consequent fossil fuel usage has received criticism. Fossil fuel is known to be bad for the environment, and Elon Musk is known to be championing clean environment. So it's like a kind of double standard. Some rules for himself and some and rules for the rest of the world. So it seems to me that someone like Elon Musk will tell us to protect the environment, but is excluded from that constrictors. I mean, from such restrictions. I mean, he doesn't really practice what it seems not. It seems not to practice what he preaches in terms of clean environment. So, Elon Jet account, Elon Jet, and 2022 Twitter suspensions. His flight usage is tracked on social media through Elon Jets. The Twitter version of the account was blocked in December 2022 after Musk claimed that his son XAEX AX X his son XAE AX 11 had been arrested by a stalker after the account posted on the airport at which his jet had landed. So basically, they're talking about Elon Musk's son being stalked, and this led to Musk banning the Elon Jet account on Twitter, as well as the accounts of journalists that posted stories regarding the incident, including Don O'Sullivan, Keith Olbermann, and journalists from the New York Times, the Washington Post, CNN, and the Intercept. Because he owns Twitter, so he now tries to use his power to decide who post there. It's like serving his personal interest other than public interest. As owner of Twitter, the police do not believe there is a link between the account and the alleged stalker. Musk later took a Twitter poll on whether the journalist's account should be reinstated, which resulted in reinstating the accounts. He seemed to really be very erratic. Well, he's wealthy. He's the second richest man in the world. He can do whatever he likes. His wealth. Looking at its wealth, Musk's net worth from 2013 to 2022 is estimated by Forbes magazine. Musk made 175.8 million US dollar when PayPal was sold to eBay in 2002. He was first listed on Forbes billionaires list in 2012 with a net worth of $2 billion. At the start of 2020, Musk had a net worth of $27 billion. By the end of the year, his net worth had increased by $150 billion US dollar, mostly driven by his ownership of around 20% of Tesla stock. During this period, Musk's net worth was often volatile. For example, it dropped 16.3 billion US dollar in September, the largest single-day plunge in Bloomberg Billionaires Index history. In November of that year, Musk passed Facebook co-founder Mark Zuckerberg to become the third richest person in the world. A week later, he passed Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates to become the second richest. In January 2021, Musk, with a net worth of $185 billion, surpassed Amazon founder Jeff Bezos to become the richest person in the world. Bezos claimed the top spot the following month. On September 27, 2021, after Tesla stock surged, Forbes announced that Musk had a net worth of over 200 billion US dollar and was the richest person in the world. In November 2021, Musk became the first person worth over 300 billion. This was in 2021. He was the richest person in the world. Then on December the 30th, 2022, it was reported that Musk had lost 200 billion from his net worth due to declining stock values of Tesla, becoming the first person in history to lose such a large sum of money. In January 2023, Musk was recognized by Guinness, the Guinness World Records for experiencing the largest loss of personal fortune in history with regards to his financial losses since November 2021, which Guinness quoted as Forbes estimate of 182 billion US dollar. His sources of wealth are around 75% of Musk's wealth derived from Tesla stock in November 2020, a proportion that fell about 37% as of December 2022, after selling nearly 40 billion US dollar in company shares since late 2021. So he sold of about 40% of his shares in Tesla in 2021, and therefore that actually changed the composition of his of wealth structure. And Musk does not receive a salary from Tesla. He agreed with the board in 2018 to a compensation plan that ties his personal earnings to Tesla's valuation and revenue. The deal stipulated that Musk only receives the compensation if Tesla reaches certain market values. it was the largest such deal ever done between a CEO and a company board. In the first in the first award given in May 2020, he was eligible to purchase 1.69 million Tesla shares, about 1% of the company, at below market prices, which was uh, worth about 800 million US dollar. Musk paid 455 million US dollar in taxes on the 1.52 billion US dollar of income between 2014 and 2018. According to ProPublica, Musk paid no federal income tax in 2018. He claimed his 2021 tax bill was estimated at 12 billion US dollar based on his sale of 14 billion US dollar worth of Tesla stock. That's what I said previously. He paid taxes in tens of billions of US dollar in taxes. So he still remains the second richest person on earth, even if he pays tax. That's what I said in the other video, that wealthy people don't feel the impact of taxation. Musk has repeatedly described himself as cash poor and has professed to have little interest in the material trappings of wealth. In May 2020, he pledged to sell almost all physical possessions. Musk has defended his wealth by saying he is accumulating resources for humanity's outward expansion to space. Who said they want to go to space? I mean, you are very rich. You are actually owning much of the wealth of the world and dictating how people should live their life, and you justify your status by pretending to be doing something good for humanity. I mean, what makes you think that you have to decide what people want or need? Yet you can't even pay your employee properly. You want to build some stuff in the outer space, when people on Earth are still living in poverty, suffering from the cost of living crisis. Now that is not right. Elon Musk should have a priority of providing welfare for people who are poor. Simple as that. If people like Elon Musk alone should prevent the crisis of the cost of living, especially in the developed world, but also in the developing world, they should contribute significantly, including the gas companies and the energy companies, the food companies, including the governments, which have the capacity to actually redesign the welfare policy to help people who are in need. But the government, ironically, still, design policies to help people, like to give more money to people like Elon Musk. That is the failure of capitalism. So let us talk about his personal views. I'm going to do that in the next video. And his views on the way Twitter is used, or how he uses it, or other people uses it. I'm going to look at that in the next video. Thank you for watching this video. And please, if you find time, subscribe to my channel and support the channel. Thank you. Bye bye. See you in the next one.